There was one afternoon in Jeffrey Dahmer's childhood that researchers keep coming back to. He was around 10 years old, and something happened that day. Something small, something that most children would forget within a week, that forensic psychologists believe set the course for everything that followed. This is that story. Jeffrey Dahmer was born in 1960 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to parents who were deeply unhappy together. His father was driven and frequently absent. His mother suffered from severe anxiety and depression. By the time Jeffrey was 4 years old, the household was fractured in ways that left him feeling profoundly alone. Neighbors described him as quiet, withdrawn, polite when spoken to, but never seeking connection. Psychologists point to this period as critical, not because anything dramatic happened, but because of what didn't happen. The experience of being genuinely seen by a caregiver. For Jeffrey Dahmer, that experience was largely absent. When Dahmer was 4 years old, he underwent surgery for a double hernia. A routine procedure. Thousands of children have it every year with no lasting impact. But after the surgery, his father noticed his son seemed changed. More withdrawn, more fearful, less willing to engage. For a child already experiencing the world as an emotionally unreliable place, waking up in pain, feeling his body had been altered without his understanding, may have deepened an existing wound. It was not the cause of what came later, but it was another layer of disconnection in a childhood that was accumulating them. When Jeffrey was around 10 years old, his father was clearing animal bones from beneath the family porch. Small animals, the kind that crawl under houses and die. But Jeffrey's reaction stopped his father cold. The boy was fascinated, not frightened, not disgusted, fascinated. He wanted to touch them, to sort them, to hear the sound they made when they knocked together. Lionel Dahmer, recounting this moment decades later, described it as the first time he felt something was genuinely wrong. Not misbehavior, not childhood curiosity, something else. It was the moment the darkness became visible. Even if no one, at the time, knew what they were looking at. But here is what makes Dahmer's case so disturbing to researchers. He was not invisible. The signs were there, documented, witnessed, reported. By the time Dahmer reached high school, he was drinking heavily, spirits smuggled into school in a bag. Teachers noticed, some reported it. Nothing happened. And yet, not a single intervention followed. Not a counselor, not a referral, not a conversation that went anywhere. Because what people saw in Jeffrey Dahmer as a teenager was not a future killer. They saw an odd, troubled, unsettling kid. And odd, troubled, unsettling kids, the research shows, are among the least likely to receive the support they need. Because they make people uncomfortable. And discomfort, more often than not, produces distance rather than help. What was happening inside Dahmer's developing brain is now understood with considerably more clarity. Neurological research points consistently to two interacting factors. The first, a genetic predisposition. Certain neurological profiles are more vulnerable to developing attachment disorders and reduced empathic response. The second, and this is critical, environment. Genetics loads the gun. Environment pulls the trigger. What Jeffrey Dahmer may have had was a neurological vulnerability that a stable, attuned upbringing might have contained. Instead, he had a household defined by conflict, emotional absence, and instability. The vulnerability and the environment found each other. And the result was catastrophic. Forensic psychologists point to 4 key indicators in Dahmer's childhood. The first, an abnormal preoccupation with death or injury. Not passing curiosity, sustained, escalating interest. The second, social withdrawal combined with attention-seeking behavior. A child who desperately wants connection but has no healthy template for achieving it. The third, substance abuse beginning in early adolescence, almost never recreational at that age, almost always self-medication. The fourth, a chaotic, emotionally absent home environment with no consistent adult providing stability. Every single one of them was present in Jeffrey Dahmer's adolescence, and every single one of them was missed. The question that Dahmer's case forces researchers to confront is one with no comfortable answer. At what point does a person become beyond help? The honest answer, based on the developmental evidence, is that Jeffrey Dahmer was probably not beyond help at 10 years old, possibly not at 14, perhaps not even at 17. What he did not receive at any point was meaningful intervention of any kind. Not because it wasn't available, but because no one connected the dots. Subscribe to DarkMind. Next week, the psychology of con artists, how they identify targets, build trust, and why intelligent people are often the easiest to deceive. We'll see you in the dark.